This is pretty cool. This is a new metal spur gear. Hello folks, welcome to Netcruzer RC. Today I want to talk to you about some new products that ARRMA just released, and they started teasing it over the past few days, and then last night they really got into like heavy teaser mode and they started posting up these little pics. So here's a quick one. Here's the first one they released where it's showing a strut tower brace on what looks like a 3S chassis. And then the next one was, oh, look at this, we got a new motor. So this, if you look closely through where they blurred out the bottom here, this is a 2400 kilovolt motor with a large heatsink and a fan. Now the 3S BLX systems do not have a fan. So this is a new motor and a new fan, likely a bigger heatsink as well. Anyway, and then they started teasing it more stuff. Here's a new wheelie bar. Clearly this is going to be based on the plastic style 1/10 scale ARRMA chassis. And then they continued teasing it a lot more. Then this morning, first people to leak it out was actually Tower Hobbies, and they had it on their site first before it even hit the ARRMA website or Horizon Hobby or anyone else had posted about it. So since then, now everything has come out about it. Some influencers have showed that they already have them. So JTRC and Aussie RC Playground both got this new Kraton. There's two new trucks that came out. There's a Kraton and there's a 4S Outcast. So yes, these are new 4S trucks based on the 1/10 scale chassis. I really like the look of this new Outcast. I'm quite intrigued by this. So let's get into a little bit more about them. They both cost $399.99 US, and there's some quite interesting things about them. So let's get right into it. On the Horizon Hobby site, if you now search for BLX 4S, Kraton 4S, Outcast 4S, you'll start to see some of these new parts. So there are new hubs, new sea carriers, new wings, new roll cage, a new CVD upgrade axle set. This is an upgrade axle. They do not come with these, but I just wanted to show you that there will be a metal sliding CVD. I'm not sure if this middle part is plastic or composite. It doesn't say, but these are definitely metal on the end links. Anyway, so there's some even additional upgrades coming over and above the beefier parts. So on the ARRMA website, they now have the two new trucks shown. There's an Outcast 4x4 4S BLX, and there is a Kraton 4x4 4S BLX. So yes, it does recycle the 1/10 scale chassis, but it has new wheels, new tires, new arms, new hubs, new shocks, new electronics, pretty much new everything. And even the wheels and tires are a little bit unique. So let's just go over it a little bit. Here's some of the pictures of the new truck. I really like the look of this new Outcast 4x4. I'm kind of interested. I could end up buying this. I really like my Granite 4x4 chassis, and that's what this one is based off. And look at how awesome this looks. So first of all, this is the shortened 1/10 scale chassis, but the new things is there's a new ESC. It's a BLX 120 ESC, and the motor in ESC is the 2400 kilovolt. You're now getting a tower-to-tower brace, a bunch of beefed up components. The shocks are huge now. They're 16 millimeter big bore. I'll get you into that as well. And the wheels are 3.8 inch wheels, but they have low profile tires. So they are not exactly the same, but they are the same diameter of rim. They just have a lower profile tire, and they are 17 millimeter wheels. So there's a bunch of videos. Here's some of the new components. Really like this view here that they've done, which is the slide to compare. So here's a Granite 4x4 where you can see the shocks and the hubs and the axles and everything. And then here's the new version. Here's the 4S version. So this is 3S components versus the 4S components. Look at the size difference. The axles are beefier. All of the hubs are beefier. Everything's beefier. You get 17 mil hexes. You're getting the 3.8 inch tires versus the 2.8 inches. And basically they've taken everything and scaled it way up to be able to handle the power. On the Kraton site, there's actually even more technical details of the components. So you got 17 millimeter metal wheel hexes. You get a new wider wheelie bar. Unfortunately, the Kraton 4x4 4S gets the mini Kawa tires, which are very low grip. A lot of people don't like these on the version 2 and version 3 Kraton 6S, and yet they've now come back for the new 4S version. Sidewall is a lower profile diameter. So the Kraton 4x4 is based on the longer chassis size. This chassis is used on the Senton 4x4, the Big Rock 4x4, and the Typhon 4x4. And there's a couple of new things that you can see here where the tower-to-tower brace actually has a little rubber bushing in here for to be able to have some flex so it doesn't break your shock towers off when you do flex the bottom chassis. And overall, it is the same platform as it was before, but all of the internals are beefed up. So this is the new waterproof BLX 120 system. It does come with 2 EC5 connectors, not the new IC5s. That comes with 2 EC5s. And from what I saw in one of the unboxings by Aussie RC Playground, it did not include a loop back plug. So unless that was like a first influencer shipment that missed a part, it may come out of the box where you have to go and buy a loop back, or you may have to run 2 2S LiPos in order to plug it in until you cut off one connector or make a loop back yourself. Just something a little bit odd about that. There's the new motor, the new 2400 kV motor. It is a longer can, a 3668 or something, longer can motor. The servo looked to be about the same, a 15 kilogram servo. The diffs are the same easy access module, but there are now internally, there are metal gears inside the diffs. You get a new high downforce wing. This is pretty cool. This is a new metal spur gear, and the slipper pads are what they call a castellated slipper pad, where it's got this shape to it, which really clicks into the metal slipper system. So now it'll make the ARRMA noises like the 6S cars do, because it's metal on metal. So it's got a metal spur and a metal pinion. It is a 0.8 mod pitch gearing. It should be a 32 pitch. Here's the bigger shocks. At first glance, they don't look any different than the old ones, but they are. This is a 4 mil shaft, and it's a 16 mil big bore. There is somewhere that I saw on the website where they have a side-by-side comparison of the shocks, and it was a big difference. On the Kraton, you get these little post protectors where now if you slide upside down on your roof, it scrapes on this instead of the body post, just to try and save those. And we're back to the hubs. There was a better, here's some of the differentials information. The servo, it may have a new servo saver. I'm not entirely sure. The horn has a servo saver. I don't know if that's new or not. Also, all these vehicles come with the Spectrum STX2. Here's a good example of the size difference. Granite 4x4 to the Kraton to the big boy Kraton 6S. You can see where the scale of it is really in that kind of in-between size. The same graphic would apply for something like the Outcast, where the Outcast would be a slightly shorter version of this, and then the Outcast 6S is a slightly shorter version of this. So it is that in-between size, and it's going to be designed to be able to run on 2S, 3S, or 4S power. Here's an example of the 2.8 size wheels that come on the Granite 4x4 versus the 3.8 inch wheels that come on the 4S versus the 3.8 inch wheels that come on the 6S. The only difference here is the tire tread size is different. Sidewall is different. Here's some of the power module coming out. It has all the same easy access power system. I'm just going to quickly go through here. How you remove the bracing, how you remove the power module. More power module. There's the new slipper clutch assembly. It is still a fixed key gearing. So if you do want to get the adjustable mesh, there is an upgrade part that you can get where this plate is replaced and you can get adjustable mesh gearing. But for the most part, these few sizes they give you should be plenty of options to be able to speed up or slow down your truck. Here's the size difference of the shocks. I was quite impressed with this. Now, I have not had great luck with this 3S shock design. They are completely built upside down, and the ones that I have on my Granite 4x4 tend to leak. And I'm hoping that this new big bore maybe has some better sealing or something in it, because that's really my only complaint about these. Not that they've broken anything, but they tend to leak quite heavily. So yeah, we'll see if these new big bore options work, but look at the size of this guard and the knuckle, and everything's been beefed up. It's got 4 mil shock shafts and a 16 millimeter big bore capacity. Also, the springs look to be a much different rate. Here's how the shocks are built completely upside down. Very weird shock design, but if they can fix the leaking problem, I don't really have any other complaints. And actually, I have a Mega 4x4. So I have the very first version of these shocks. Maybe they've improved in the 3S, and hopefully they've improved even more on the 4S. So yeah, this is the new 4S vehicles. I'm pretty impressed with these. You're looking at $400 US for each one of these versus $550 for the full fat 6S. Now, some person said, oh, there's only a $100 difference. Well, there's not. There's a $150 difference between these vehicles. I really like this new color of the Outcast. This is what they're calling a bronze paint, and I think that looks great. I've always liked this body style. I actually prefer this body style over the Notorious, and anyway, this one is on my radar. I might pick up this new truck. I'm quite interested in it. Alright guys, so if you enjoyed this or you learned something, hit that like button. If you're new around here, subscribe. If you want to talk to me, leave a comment down below. And as always, thanks for watching.